can. The key is, so, whatever, the fire report, I don't know, whatever, I can't even remember all the nonsense I get.
No.
So, we can continue doing it, and then I can just, because now, I guess I don't know.
Everything goes to the attorney for Middle River.
Okay.
And management company for Middle River. That's where, in reality, everything should be going.
Okay. So the fire report,
It'll be emailed to me, it'll be mailed to me, and probably the attorney.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's mailed to the attorney, won't they charge for that?
Oh, well, yeah, we're going from free to expensive. I think it's great.
Send it to me, I'll pay it.
Well, why don't we see, you know what? We could put this on hold upon further review, because obviously Riverbend doesn't want it, not a problem. We don't have.
That's not gonna work. I'm gonna get his mail, and he'll never see it again.
Well, only the man, wait a second.
She empties our box once a week. She takes whatever's in there. She's not gonna send it to you.
Once a week?
Yeah, once a week. She comes every Thursday, walks the property.
Oh,
Like she's
okay.
supposed to do.
Okay, so if something comes from Middle River Club, she can't separate that. She could not separate that. See, I separate River Shores and
No, that's not her
Riverbend.
job.
Oh, I see. Oh,
She
got
works
it.
for Riverbend.
Oh, okay.
And the only other option would be a separate mailbox of one kind or another.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can get the post office to give this 3006 or something, I don't know.
Yeah,
If
but the
it isn't
PO
as
box.
big a deal as we think, to get a separate address and just.
Yeah.
Not the post office, not up to us, they can make the address, ask them.
I think we're making
Next Friday.
You are correct, but if you've been here for the past year.
Bob.
Yeah.
We don't even have to discuss it, don't worry, for now, we'll keep it the way it is and we'll figure out.
Okay,
What?
yeah, because I don't want any
Well,
more.
let's table it.
All right,
Yeah,
so
it's not
there's a
a bad
motion,
idea.
yeah. Andrew, if you only knew for the past year, oh, that's why I want no part of it. Table.
Not a good way to set this up with our new management company.
That's okay.
It's okay, this is
That's
what he
how it
does all day long, yeah. Yeah, it's just unfortunate neighbors do, well, anyway.
I get a little tired of this neighbor. I'm not supposed to speak, but what is this neighbor bullshit? We're all
Okay.
against Jill. Explain something, Tony.
No,
I
it
go
was
out of
on-
my way to help everybody around here, including you and everybody at this table, everybody in this room.
Okay.
Where does this hostility from Riverbend and Terrace come towards you? Let me tell you something. If I got a goddamn problem, I'm gonna walk up in your office and tell you.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's why I'm here, okay,
Yeah.
that's why.
Well, it's bullshit, and it's been bullshit for years.
Okay, well, let's move
And
on.
I've fucking had it, to be honest with you. Excuse my French, ladies.
Can we talk about the new gas line and explain that, Tony?
The new gas line. Currently, I think I shared with you, that, it's running off River Shores.
Yes.
We need it off River Shores. I have two proposals. One is for 13,000, one is for 23,000. Andrew, if you can find a third one and it's cheaper, that line, I showed you where it needs to go, over there, by the pump house.
Yep.
The barbecues are here, however, through the sky, under the ground, it needs to be off River Shores. The River Shores Board has had a board meeting, it must be vacated by May 1st.
Okay, so, let me see if I can get another.
Yeah, because I got a third bid, which you have now, the board has, but that's just to move it by the sauna. We cannot have the gas grills by the sauna, they need to stay where they were put.
Okay.
Yep, so I'll give you the two bids and we can go. Is there a motion to,
To table it till our next meeting,
no,
to give Andrew time to.
no, we could let him move forward. If the bid comes in, we can review it. And, because we want to move forward with it, Peg. We don't want this to
Well-
linger.
We could let it, okay, the other possibility is, instead of going through a possible $20,000 expense, we work on a committee, negotiate with the three boards, a formula that will cost nothing.
Brilliant.
But again, Sean.
And we have set a deadline.
Well, we have to have a committee. Well, the River Shores Board would have to agree to that.
Right,
It's
we
not the
negotiate
Middle
with-
River Club Board saying to the River Shores, see, again, I'm
No,
not.
we have to negotiate with the boards of the three buildings.
Okay, But it's still on River Shores gas line, that's
No,
what
for
we're
a
missing.
formula. In
Oh.
other words, we could use, okay, one possible formula is the 63, 17, whatever River Terrace is, you split it that way.
Well, it is. It's being done that way. It's a reimbursement to River Shores. I really don't know, Sean, if it's $5 or $200. I don't
But
know.
when we do this, no, it's gonna be Middle River Club that's paying.
Yes.
Right, it's gonna be Middle
So,
River Club that's paying.
You're each gonna pay Middle River Club a
Correct.
percentage, that's all.
Yeah.
Right, so what I'm saying is we need a specified formula
Okay.
of that.
Right.
Rather than spending $20,000.
Well, it's not 20. Right now, it's up to 13.
Well, the bid I saw, there was one at 13 and one at 20.
Right. So he's going to see if he can get one cheaper.
Right.
So what
The formula is much cheaper than either one of those, yeah.
Well, you see, Sean, the thing is, it's to have any potential, because the formula has to be subjective. Because what happens, and Peg actually brought this up last summer, the barbecues were left on. So we can't determine if the thing shuts off. See, this is the problem. And we want to have exact accounting, which was, made very clear. So we're trying to do what everybody, or I'm trying.
Isn't it in the governing docs, you use that percentage, why don't you use that percentage?
No, the percentage is used, but it's subjective how much they're using of the gas. Yes, I get it.
That
Right,
you
we can't do that.
Right.
But
Right, but,
you see, it's worth separation, Andrew.
In the
It's-
meter, in the.
Oh, I asked about, but again, it would still be a charge back to
Right.
River Shores. We're trying to eliminate River Shores.
yeah.
Well, but you know what, over the long run, initially it's gonna cost more, you're 100% correct. But over the long run, it's gonna work better, so then River Shores is out of it completely.
It'll be 20 years.
Maybe not, maybe
I
not.
calculate it's 20 years of
Or
gas,
not there.
13,000.
Well, are you all comfortable with River Shores charging back $100, say? I don't know that. For the past year, I heard no, you would not be happy.
Whatever your bill is, split it up with the formula.
Or the meter.
Right, I don't know why you're making it,
Well, again, it's a year of it. More, it's 30, but.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Go by the formula in the governing docs, that's it.
Yes.
And you
But
move
the
forward.
gas bill is also including River Shores dryers. I think if I
Yeah.
can just, I know we're not supposed to speak to the end, but as a math person,
Yeah.
the only thing that River Shores has that's gas connected are the dryers, am I correct?
Correct.
If you take each dryer
Mhm.
and then take each grill, now the grills should be put on timers so they turn off, so they're not running all night.
I think they do, but it's after 3 minutes.
Yeah, after 3 minutes, they end up shutting off, so you're not having the gas go. You take that and come up with, you're gonna have to do this on a monthly basis to see if it's over and under. That's in the docs.
Where is it in the docs?
That, anything on a month, because budgets were supposed to be done on a monthly basis.
Uh-huh.
So that's where it is, and
Oh.
you're getting the bill, but that should really be a fraction of what the whole bill is. So this
Okay.
way, you're not being shortchanged,
Right.
and we're not being shortchanged either. You wanna pay what's being used.
Yeah,
but
well, it's
each
still
dryer-
subjective.
It's never gonna be a correct formula.
Well, we're trying to eliminate
It's
subjectivity.
but the most accurate thing is, if you look at the dryers, and each grill has a dryer, and what are your gas bills? Because that's the only thing connected to gas, and then you can come up with the formula that is
And then-
respectful of River Shores, but fair to the minimum.
Well, we want to be very excessively fair because it's been, Andrew wouldn't even believe it if I went this past year plus.
Well, we've all been through that, but.
Yeah, well, we wanna end that.
I'm not worried about last year, I'm concerned with now moving forward.
Right.
And that is in one dryer is gonna get more use than another. One grill will get more use than another.
Can
but
I
think
ask the
it's-
board?
Or can we meter it?
Yeah, can we
meter that
ask the
gas line?
board, why don't Andrew get a third bid? And then it won't be tabled because actually the River Shores Board in the last board meeting voted vacate by May 1st. Because it just adds a subjectivity thing. And again, yes, it's gonna cost, River Shore is gonna pay the majority of it. There's no question, 63% of that. And that's why I put in the email, we're seeding the next quarter, so this way, Andrew has enough funds to move the projects forward. So, because we know the budgets for Riverbend and River Terrace are very whatever, and that's fine. We'll kick in and do our part to make this work for the community. So, but I don't think we should, because Peg, the board said after that discussion, you know, and the umbilical cord has to be cut. So, why don't we see, excuse me, why don't we see that and look at it, and if it's something in the neighborhood of a little bit less, we'll just, and if not, Andrew, we're just gonna have to, I'd like a motion to move forward with
Can we,
it.
the next item is the electricity and the boardwalk,
Yeah.
which is pretty much
The
the
same
same
thing.
thing. So could we combine these two things and?
Well, let me tell you, last night, I got home, 11 o'clock, and the breaker broke, the breaker snapped, because the TV is on with those lights. So, people didn't have the TV, I got, you know, whatever, went down there. It really needs to be separate. The lights on Middle River Club, they need to be on Middle River Club Electric. So, yes, initially it will cost whatever. But we don't want any subjectivity anymore, because that has been the problem for many years. We're gonna end that.
Well, if we negotiate with all the boards a formula that is acceptable, it wouldn't be subjective, it would be an objective formula. I'm being a little semantic now, okay, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
But I think it would also save a lot of money, and with the tennis courts, we had the debacle of a cost that was supposed to be something, and then they started it and realized it was gonna be a lot more. There's no reason we have that hanging over our heads, that anytime we mess with stuff, it could be a lot more than we think it's going to be, as well as disruption. I think we should table it until, see if we can come up with a formula that's acceptable to all groups, all the three boards, and Middle River Club, and hold like that, by, say, April 15th, or something like that, and make it April 1st. That way, if it doesn't work out, we can do something else. But I mean, faced with approximately $20,000 expense, I think a formula looks very attractive.
Sean, again, it's not even to be disagreeable. It is a long history. Since you brought it up, I don't know if you remember at that December board meeting when I brought that second special assessment, I didn't go into debacle, it just was unnecessary. It was what it was, and not bring up right, wrong, or whatever. We just wrote the check. It's not how I would have done it, and I think enough people know over many years how things have been done. It certainly wouldn't have cost me $53,000, but it's not about right or
You don't
wrong.
have a time machine. The question is not working through a time machine to go back and change that. It's learning something from that experience.
Yeah.
That when you do a major construction, you run the risk of having something go seriously wrong that could really shoot up the cost.
Really?
Okay, so the two buildings, I guess what you're saying would be happy whatever formula River Shores comes
No,
up
I think
with?
we should negotiate the three. I'd be willing to work on a committee with the three boards to come up with an acceptable formula.
And then the River Shores board would have to approve that formula. So it's not a committee formula, the River Shores board would have to approve that.
All the boards would have to approve that.
Oh, but again, I think you're missing a point. It's River Shores Resources. So again, it's not being disagreeable,
Right.
it's trying to bring out what is.
Right, no, I don't think we have an argument, I'm not sure we have an argument.
Oh, okay.
Because I certainly, River Shores would be one of the boards that would have to agree to it.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying it would be, yes, it's a ridiculous, it's asinine. I am agreeing, but it's this over years. It's not just me, it's not the.
That's why we've chosen this.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I understand.
So
that.
my preference honestly is bite the bullet. Over a long period of time, it will save the situation.
Because boards change.
Yeah, and
every
it's
time
gonna,
somebody new comes on the board, there's questions.
yeah, it's the same thing.
This
Oh,
will alleviate that,
yeah,
hopefully.
hopefully, Jesus,
Although I
please.
think a $30,000 expense is probably.
Well, we're not up there.
Create more problems
We
than.
could do better than 30,000.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about
no,
combining
it could
the
be,
two.
it could be
Yeah, we could do some
reviewed.
shopping.
I couldn't get, like, the gas line, you know, I had to go to plumbing companies. They said they'd do it, they didn't wanna do it. So I got one, I was talking to the guy, had a great, when it came back 23,000, I couldn't believe it. So I am sure Andrew has competent guys he can call, it's not gonna be anywhere near that.
Check out his resources.
Yeah, let's move forward with this as proposed. That's my recommendation to the board.
Tony, I'm sorry, I just want to point out, in the condo docs number 7, it does address the fact that Middle River Club will use River Shores resources,
Okay,
and that it does get reimbursed, so what Sean is proposing here would fall in line with the original condo docs.
okay. Well, River Shores Board doesn't want to continue that, so
But
the middle, yeah, it may be, and you know what, we can have the lawyer look at it if it's an absolute, but I think it's to make everything separate. So this way, there's no controversies, there's no feelings on the matter or opinions that, you know, it's 5 cents that way or $5. Yes, it's extreme, I know it, but I'm willing to do it.
How much are the bills involved in the gas line and the electricity for the boardwalk? Do you know about the yearly or monthly expense?
I'm thinking the electric was like $75 a month, and the gas.
It's over 20 years.
Yeah, it's $100.
At least 20.
It's gotta be
when you calculate.
About
The 20-pound
Well-
propane tank lasts 12 hours on the grill.
Well,
And you can fill it for $2.50.
And that's why we originally didn't put the line when the barbecues were there, because it was cost prohibitive, and I think we were charging back like 50 or
Okay,
something.
can we move along?
Yeah, can we just move forward, moving with this, and let him look into it, and we'll go from there. Is there a motion to it? Let Andrew look into it, get back to us, and then if it seems like a reasonable price, we'll just move along with it. Is there a motion for that?
Yes.
This is for,
Both the barbecues and the electric.
Yes.
So Peg, is that motion Peg?
Yes.
Janet?
No.
Sean is no, and it's 3 to go
it
forward.
seems easy, but okay.
Contract with maintenance, okay, we've got those 2, and it's these 2. The board is in agreement, it's both for the electric and gas. For the contract with the maintenance man and cleaner, the recommended is for our Steve and Basil. Basil ends at 11:30 at River Shores. Steve ends at 1 o'clock. Anytime thereafter, they can work for Middle River Club. I think that is their desire. Guys, are you awake? Basil? Hello? Steve, are you interested? No, it's soon. We're going home. That's right. There is no agreement, Andrew. It's going to have to be by board decision tonight unless they want to provide one. So I've already explained they are gold in our eyes, and they have been treated as gold.
So, what you're telling me is like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Steve works, the Middle River, Steve and Basil work,
If the board agrees, correct.
I'll make an agreement.
Yes. So there is no, go ahead, Sean.
What happens if there's an emergency outside those hours?
You have a leak.
Right, so there's gonna have to be some minor flexibility. So that is determined, let's say there's a leak on the boardwalk. That's a fairly recent issue. So Steve would just let one of the River Shores Administration board me, whatever, that, Tony, go take care of it, Steve. What would not be an emergency is, Steve, there's a light bulb out at the lamp post here. He would have to do that after 1 o'clock. So to some degree it's subjective, but there is some degree flexibility. Okay? Yeah, you can't ask for better. And they're willing, they understand. Basil cannot move the chairs in the morning. He works here primarily first, because we have the garbage, there's the rats, the blah, 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 and on and on and on. Again, flexibility. There has to be an emergency, something reasonably an
And
emergency.
who decides if there's an emergency?
If it's on River Shores time, it would be River Shores. If it's on Middle River Club time, it would be the Middle River Club board. Yeah, it works both ways. It's not just one way. So, flexibility is great for an emergency. You know, this way, I couldn't figure out exactly what Steve did. I had to listen to, what do you do? We tried to do it separately. Anyway.
Just a quick question, I know I'm not supposed to talk, but why couldn't Basil come here first,
then River Shores, because he opens up, cleans, fixes the chairs, instead of doing a 1:30 when it's loaded with people and everything else. Why couldn't you reverse it?
That is a great question, and I can answer that because of the garbage. I said that primarily because when the garbage comes, see, the way it
You
was.
should be out of here by 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
doing all
the
this
way it
work.
was, Andrew, they determined what they were doing and how they were doing. It was never questioned. Like I said, we
That's
treated
usually
them.
the way it is.
Of course, but there's two separate entities involved. So what happened when all this, what is Steve doing, when is Basil? So I had to ask them, because it was done years ago by
Okay.
and, Steve, we love him, but, his English is good, but he does not write or really read. He does a little bit, so
Okay.
it became a whole thing, and, so it looks, they understand the situation. If there's an emergency, the pool, whatever, Steve can take a look at it during River Shores
They
time,
each have a job description, I assume.
whatever needs to be done.
Okay, is there a
That's
written
the job,
description?
that's the job
You need a better
description.
job des- Wow.
And it works very well.
Okay, okay,
There's little conversation, see, but a lot of people don't agree with that, and that's fine.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So he's done most of the pool work and the clubhouse work by 9 o'clock before most people are up over there, so I don't know what the big deal is.
But when the dumpsters are empty, he's gotta be available for that.
that's fine. I mean, you can find over
Twice
there.
a week.
Well, when did the
So what are you saying, this won't be open till 1 o'clock? I mean,
No, that is the one exception. He can open it when he first gets here in the morning.
So if there's toilet paper needed in the ladies' room, that's gotta wait till 11 o'clock?
Yes, 11:30, yes.
11:30. So what do they do?
It is.
Use their clothes?
I'm agreeing with you, but we have to do it this way. And
Why?
I didn't want,
Why?
why? Because that's what you
Why does it have to be
wanted.
done this way?
The pool is loaded with
Work it.
people. How, why, he does
Because
it
we
in the
have to
morning,
have
does it
this
when he
time
comes
here,
home?
listen, that's the way it's been done for years. There was an objection to it, we're doing it the way you want. You didn't think it all through carefully. But when we went like this, and it was discussed, this is just not Tony, this was discussed with the River Shores Board, do you understand? You all made this very clear, we're doing it the way Helen, I don't want to get you in the middle, this was discussed quite clearly. None of it made sense. We tried to do it, everything timely. I went up, like the clickers, who goes up there? You think Andrew's gonna take care of them on a Saturday and Sunday? That's not gonna happen
Tell you
anymore.
now.
Yeah, he's laughing. This has been the problem. It's just everything was done and not thinking, it just was done. We gotta get this way now.
Okay, where are we at?
Does the board agree and with this to whatever, and these will be the prices for beginning March 1st for Steve and Basil? Is there a motion?
Yes.
Janet,
Second the motion.
Peg,
Yeah.
Sean, the board is in agreement. The bulk, oh wait a minute, okay, it's number 7, the second bulk pickup is bill, have second the bill to River Terrace. Right now, River Terrace calls when they see the bulk filled up, and there's a charge for that. But it's billed on River Shores garbage. So I have to bill back, and you'll see, Sean, in there's some of those invoices.
Who called? From River Terrace? Who called?
Oh, this goes back many years, that was permitted, and I would just pay,
So now you're trying to extract money out of us.
No, not at all.
So why are you suggesting that we pay the bill?
If somebody calls from River Terrace for the second bulk pickup, it should go on River Terrace's bill, and then you will be reimbursed
Trash is it?
by...
Whose trash is it? You're asleep at the wheel, and that fills up, and we've got to look at it, and now we're gonna have to pay for it? It could be filled with...
I didn't finish it. No, Middle River Club will pay for it.
It says reimbursed by Middle River Club.
Yeah, I know. It's just, it is what it is. This is why we have to separate everything, folks. So this way, if not Tony's involved, or River Shores involved, or Betsy, or Joy, whoever was up in that office, we need to end it. So if River Terrace calls, you can call anytime you want. You have the free, and Middle River Club will reimburse it, but put it on your bill, and you will be reimbursed by Andrew. Nobody was stealing anything from anybody. We don't do that, but that's how it will work. Yeah, it may be happening. Is there a motion
Will
to,
I make a motion?
yeah, it's just not gonna be billed, because it's gonna be taken off. So, this way, when I have it removed from there will be no bulk pickup on River Shores' bill. When you guys call, you just simply submit it and you'll be reimbursed. It's that simple. Peg, see, they're angry with me. I'm doing what they want and they're
The
angry.
motion hasn't been seconded.
Oh, it's always been that way.
Peg,
We need a
Yes.
second.
Janet,
Be respectful.
I'm trying, but I get automatically accused and it wasn't even finished.
Well, they don't know what they're talking about.
Sean, do you agree with that? Yeah, they call,
For jumping in and
yeah, they call, all board agrees. Okay, looks like we have 8 is taken care of now. We have the final payment from one of the associations. So, we can just let that go. 8 is done. Number 9, final reimbursement, just so everybody's clear now, how River Shores is gonna be involved, minimally. Final reimbursements to River Shores for the 3 parking spaces out here, charged back to River Shores at the 63%. Wait a second, the 3 spaces out there at the 73%, and the garbage at $75 with the proration of the gas and electric. So, it's illogical to put a dumpster out there. How would they get it? You can't put it in the parking space because they're deeded and they're River Shores. So, that will be it, the monthly charge back of $75. Is that reasonable?
To Middle River Club?
Yes, it will be. I can
So
send it
money
in.
goes from and to, the $75 comes from,
Middle River Club
to,
River Shores, because the garbage is dumped in Essex. It makes no sense to have it brought over to, River Terrace or River Bend. Is that a reasonable